Hey guys, I don't know if you're like me, but I love Count the Dings and everything it has to offer. I just can't find everything I need. I know about Cinephobe, and I know about the mailbag, and I know about Bomb, but that's all we do, right, Amin?
No, we do so much more.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. If you sign up, patreon.com/countthedings, you'll find a plethora of other content, fresh content, extended content, the OG pod overflow, the Cinephobe cold opens that we've taken and made their own thing to live only there, the Rewatchingtons, Bomb in its full and unadulterated cut, early drops of Cinephobe episodes, and so much more.
Said the OG pod. Now, is it new or is it old?
Mace, I'm glad you asked that. It is a new incarnation of the old OG pod.
Oh.
So it's me, Zach, Trey, Waz, Tom.
I love those guys.
Just like we always were. Going back to the True Hoop days, we're recreating that magic, recapturing it, and putting it back out. We're talking hoops, we're talking pop culture, and most importantly, we're talking for 40 minutes for free, but then another specific Patreon exclusive segment for every one of those episodes.
Funny enough about that OG pod, you're getting Tom and Trey on Mondays. You're getting me and Waz, aka Zosny, on Wednesdays. Amin's floating in between.
I'm a floater.
You never know when you're going to get Amin in those, so you got to listen to them all.
And what if I'm not sure what Mayes looks like? Because I've always thought he's a fat man with a fedora. He's got a weird voice. How can I see for myself what this Mayes character actually looks like?
It's crazy you don't know the answer to this because it's the Cinephobe Pod YouTube page.
What?
The CT5s on the Cinephobe Pod YouTube page, you can look at all of us.
You can get all the OG pods on YouTube too, at Count the Dings 1 on YouTube, at Cinephobe Pod on YouTube, patreon.com/Count the Dings gets you everything all in one feed. You can link it to your Spotify. And now enjoy the show.
Hey listener, Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Also, the fastest growing fantasy app in the industry. You can play Pick'em, pick whether your favorite players will have a higher or lower total in each stat for this week's games for a chance to win big. You can actually win up to 100 times your money in a single night. That's right. I didn't say 10. I didn't say 20. Up to 100 times your money. Pick between 2 and 5 players, build a Pick'em entry. My favorite feature, you can make rivals picks. Pit 2 players against each other. Wembanyama versus Nikola Jokic. Tim Hardaway Jr. versus Norm Powell. Kawhi Leonard versus Steph Curry. Who knows? Maybe Grayson Allen versus Pat Connaughton. You get where I'm going with that. You can do it all with Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you sign up today with the promo code DING. That's DING, and get your first deposit doubled up to $100, as well as an instant Pick'em special. Visit underdogfantasy.com or find them in the App Store. And don't forget to register with our promo code DING, D-I-N-G, to get your first deposit doubled up to $100, as well as an instant Pick'em special. Must be 18 or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
This episode is brought to you by Paramount Plus. Ewan McGregor stars as Count Alexander Rostov in A Gentleman in Moscow, the new limited series based on the best-selling novel. Stream it on March 29th with the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan. Visit ParamountPlus.com to try it free.
When you hear this, what do you feel? At IMAX, you'll feel transported by our unique sound system and crystal clear images. Like you're running across a desert planet or defending your city from a surprise invasion. With immersive IMAX sound and screens curved to show more, we take fans to the edge of their seats. Get tickets to Dune Part 2 now and experience it in IMAX's exclusive expanded aspect ratio.
Before we get started, I wanted to announce that the Count the Dings merch store is now active, and we have a very exciting limited edition Carl Weathers Count of Monte Fisto shirt and hoodie available. There's also a golden dumpster hat, the stained It's Been a While shirt, and every month we're going to try to be having new limited edition merch. Big shout out to Mark Ordner, who's been designing all of this for us. Check it out. It's in the show notes, at Count the Dings on Twitter, at Cinephobe Pod on Instagram. There's also the very special Amin El-Hassan busted jump shot merch. You can get a hoodie. You can get a shirt with Amin's logo and terrible follow through. It's extremely exciting, and you're going to want to check it out at the Count the Dings merch store.
Previously on Cinephobe.
And then you have Ailio.
Oh my God.
He
Don't say it.
Yo, Michael Biehn, protect your neck, dog.
Yeah.
well, hold on.
It might be done by the end of this fucking movie, dude. I haven't even finished it yet.
Me neither.
The best protect your neck. The best protect your neck. The best protect your neck.
Wouldn't it be funny if he was just drinking like vodka on the rocks or some shit like that?
Oh my God.
Not just drinking and driving of like having a beer or whatever. Full on cocktail glass in hand while he's driving.
Yeah.
Not knowing that that's where we were headed.
It happens every day in the city. Hey, you listen to me.
This entire performance by Piven for the next couple of minutes, one of the most ass-off things we've ever seen. I'm going to come here, lowball you. Like, he's just so schmoozy right now.
Yeah.
It's the vodka and the cocaine.
It is the vodka. Yeah. God damn it, man. That's me. That's definitely me after like 3.
1:30 in the morning, just...
Yep.
They pull up a sewer grate. They hide in there before the goons come near them.
Now, why do they wait in plain sight? Well, under the sewers, they'll never find you.
Exactly.
But not only do they wait right there, right under the sewer grate, they proceed to have a full-ass convo.
Mm-hmm. Dorf is hacking up a lung.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
This is when I'm calling it. I'm not going in the sewer, guys. I'm good.
Well, you're too tall.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
The amount of shit water that takes over this section of the movie is disgusting.
They have to smell so bad.
They take their sweet ass time. They get caught.
Hello, ladies.
For a second, though, we just hear the howling wind.
Yeah. There's a lot of wind as a horseman in this one, for sure.
Oh, it's big time.
Sykes says it's their little chicken shits. They fire down to the sewer grate. These guys run down a tunnel. Slide down a tunnel as they're being shot at some more. They keep going deeper and deeper into the sewer system.
And now you really start to smell like shit.
You have to.
Smell like the Middle Ages.
They have to be throwing up constantly.
But like Fled, there's no throwing up in the sewer.
No, not at all.
They just took it like, geez.
They keep sliding down more and more tunnels like it's the goddamn theme park.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Goonies.
Cuba's mad. Bombay says they have to keep moving. They got to go to another tunnel. We get some weird close-up of Denis Leary's mouth with the guy in the background.
We get a split diopter shot. It's like Assassins. It's 2 shots in one. That's why it focuses on both of them.
This is one of the shots in the movie I've always remembered. 1, it was in the trailer, I think. And then 2, it's just such a weird shot.
Yeah, very dramatic lighting down here, too. You really think we're going to catch these guys? Yeah. You coming?
No.
Zed nods. Watch your ass. Shit. Always do, Mom.
Enter.
Close up of Leary's creepy smile.
They're in this massive runoff room, and you can hear Fallon singing when the Saints go marching in.
Yeah.
Dorf's going to climb up the ladders. Radio freaks out. Yeah, do that. It's bright up there.
It's too bright up there.
Okay. All right. Okay.
What?
All right. Both of you guys.
What?
You're flying dangerously close to the sun.
No, I'm doing Will Ferrell and Step Brothers.
It's a leap year.
I'm doing Will Ferrell and Step Brothers. When you go, yeah, do that.
Don't say that.
That's what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything else other than that. I'm very consistent on that.
I don't think you did it in that way, though.
100%. That's how my notes are.
I'm telling you, that's not how it sounded.
Well, I'm telling you to clear anything up.
Okay.
Might as well stick a bullseye on your back.
Are you talking to me or is that from the movie?
What are we going to do?
This would all be cleared up if you didn't keep calling him Radio, by the way. Just gonna throw that out there.
It's a famous role.
He's famous enough to be known by his name.
I could call him Rod Tidwell the rest of the way if you want. That's fine.
Sure. Yes.
Call him Snow Dogs, whatever. Boat trip. It's all fine.
I love that movie.
It's Snow Patrol.
Oh, yeah. Good soundtrack. Pretty good movie. Tell you one thing, Cuba Gooding definitely does not belong in the snow, does he?
Ha! You're thinking of Snow Dogs, the kiddie flick. This is Snow Patrol, the band.
Cuba wants to make a stand. The only chance to survive. He grabs a giant pipe sitting right there.
No, the way to survive is to stop sitting and chatting and just keep fucking moving forever.
Or if you hide somewhere good, shut the fuck up.
By the way, had they just climbed up to the top there,
They're good.
they had a half hour.
What does being bright have to do with it?
Right.
It's an exit.
He grabs a massive metal pipe. I always wondered how I'd do in combat. What?
Could I cut it?
You ever wonder about that, Frank?
Guess we're about to find out.
Mike, they got guns. We got nothing.
Screw the guns. Cuba thinks they can get it done with teamwork and friendship. That always beats guns every time.
He tosses a pipe to Dorf. And then
Ailio,
Bombay grabs a waterlogged stick.
a poop stick.
What?
Shit stick is what I called it.
That's what you're going to fight with?
It's the shit end of the stick, Amin.
What?
Unbelievable.
That's his weapon. 3 entrances, cover each, watch each other's backs.
They're not by 3 entrances. I don't know where the fuck Dorf is.
They didn't cover the entrance that they came in from. What the fuck? This is the worst strategy. This is Sean Astin digging a pool. This scene right here.
Sykes comes through. He sees Rod Tidwell by an exit. Dorf is so far away. Shout whispering to Frank.
And then Zed, he's got a clear shot at Cuba.
Yeah.
Waiting with his back turned.
He's got to get closer.
Inches closer, inches closer. It takes 7 minutes to lift the gun up and point right when he cocks the gun.
Gordon Bombay comes flying in
On the forecheck.
drunkenly.
Pins him on the boards.
Hits him on the board. Save note 2. He fires into the air. Now Boat Trip's got the gun.
Who's the chicken shit now, huh?
Did we shoot anybody? Don't think so.
What do you mean you don't think so? He just shot your boy like 5 seconds ago.
Now, if you don't give me that back, the same thing that happened to your friend Ray is going to happen to you. I thought, you're going to take him back to the roof?
Yep. Throw him off.
That's elaborate, man. That's too much. He steps towards him. Rod Tidwell shoots him. Everybody hears it. That's a big fucking hole in your chest. Collapses into the water.
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
See the look on his face? He didn't think I could do it.
Cool. Good for you, Cuba.
Yeah.
Cuba wants to stay down there and finish him. What's the matter with you, huh? This isn't a goddamn game.
Bombay and Dorf climb up. Radio is shouting at the top of his lungs about how he thought he had his back.
Yeah.
Shouting so loud.
The sewage grate lifts up. The wind is howling.
How are they not puking?
They're in front of the abandoned Southeast National Bank. Cuba grabs Dorf's shoulder, wonders what happened down there. Same note too, though, Cuba. I wondered too, because you guys didn't cover any entrances.
Yeah, I would have wanted the same thing.
You're sorry? Sorry doesn't cut it. You almost got me killed. He shoves him.
Back off, Antonio. That's my dick.
Back off, Mike. Your baby brother fucked up. He better not do it again. Yeah? Or what?
Cuba starts smiling.
See, that's the Frank I used to know. You better believe it.
This vague exposition's got to go.
He's ass off, though. The idea is that Frank was a badass back in the day, fighting and shit.
Frank used to be a badass, but then he had a kid and it made him soft.
He's 5'1".
Yeah, but he was a badass.
He's 5'1". He dresses like a dork.
5'6", according to his driver's license.
He was in the Outsiders.
Now let's get off the street. Yes, sir, boss.
Found his goons find Sykes' body, and I thought, you can't be mad at this. This is on you at this point. You can't take this personally.
Travis starts complaining, though. I didn't sign on for this. This is your fault, Fallon. Your best buddy's dead because of you and your goddamn rules. Hey, you ever hear the one about taking care of your own? Huh? We hear Fallon's heartbeat thumping.
He cracks Travis in the face, holds him under the water.
Poop water.
Clip this rant.
Golden dumpster.
You know what I hate? I hate whiners, you know? I hate people who just complain. Had a guy in a joint one time, cell next to me, and he used to yap about everything. He used to yap about the food, and yap about the guards, and yap about this, and yap about that, and yap all night long. Fucking yap. Like a fucking 747, you know what I mean? Like an engine stuck right between your ears, and you can't get away from it because he's right next to you, you know what I mean?
I don't think he's getting up.
Drowned his own man, Bolo style.
Did Everlast take off his beanie in reverence?
Yeah, I think so. I think this was his.
That's his pour one out.
Yeah.
Bombay, Radio, Dorf are in an abandoned building looking down at the street. Dorf's in a fetal position.
Listening to the howling wind.
If those assholes were here right now, I'd probably just freeze. I tried, you know. I couldn't move, Frank.
Ailio tells him to keep it together.
Keep it together? Fuck you, Frank. I'm scared. I'm really scared. I don't think I'm going to make it through this fucking night. I don't know what to do.
Ailio wraps him up in a hug. Everybody gets scared. I'm scared too.
Yeah, I'm scared too, baby.
You just can't tell because I have no emotional range as an actor.
Look at me. I'm crying like a baby here.
Dorf is that ass off though.
Oh, Dorf's great.
Yeah.
But also, look what he's acting alongside.
That's true.
He says, there's nobody on the street. What do you think, boss? Cool it on that boss stuff. They see a bus down below. They run to it. They're yelling like bingo. She won't stop the bus at all and drives off. And so Cuba just starts shooting at the bus.
Before he shot at the bus, she runs through a million red lights.
Oh, yeah.
A million red lights.
She's like, fuck this.
You're a bus driver.
Because it's 2 a.m. and 3 guys are running at the bus.
I don't blame her at all.
I do, man.
They are covered in shit.
Yeah.
They don't realize that they have become
She can smell them.
what they were afraid of
Exactly.
30 minutes ago. That gets amplified when we get to the grocery store later. What the fuck do you guys think you're doing?
Bombay says you're going to give it away. Rod Tidwell punches him.
He knocks the shit out of him, dude.
He does, yeah.
He knocks him into next week.
I don't get it! You use that bigger balls than anybody! Is that what you think this is about? Balls? What about using your goddamn brain? Watch what you say to me. What are you trying to prove, Mike? That you can get us all killed? Because that's exactly what you're gonna do. I get a wife and a little girl, and I will get back to them tonight. You wanna go out down here like some kind of goddamn hero? You do it alone.
Is that what you think this is about? Balls. Balls of fury.
I got a wife and a little girl. I don't know her name, but I will get back to them tonight.
It wasn't in the script, so I never learned her name. We had one scene together.
It reminds me of Will Ferrell in Old School. He's like, apologize to the baby. He's like, I'm sorry, baby. Where they clearly don't have a name for the child. They walk off. Cuba says, Frank, what? Goddamn, he says, just wait. Emilio's so ass on. Cuba's so ass off. Radio picks up the gun, catches up to them in his vest. They find a swap meet type of market, 24-hour security sign. They throw a rock through the window. Alarm goes off. They're just shouting like drunk guys in this thing. So obnoxious.
This is what I'm talking about. Do they have any clue?
No.
That this is a terrible fucking idea?
2 guards with guns and flashlights tell them to freeze. There's 2 of them. Hands on the counter, spread them.
They break into the most extended, unwarranted banter ever.
What are you doing?
Bantering their little asses off.
They're not going to listen to you. You sound like drunk assholes.
Emilio's talking like Taffer. Excellent response time.
We're freezing, and we're spreading. Anything else you want us to do?
What are you doing?
We're going to
Call the cops?
That's 911, buddy.
What are you doing?
Make sure you get those numbers right.
Tell them to haul ass. These creeps are really loaded on something. Other guard turns off the alarm, dials 911. Somehow Fallon is just there. And he stabs the guy from behind.
Well, here's how, Zach. Because they never escape more than like fucking 3 blocks at a time.
That's true, yeah. Because they stopped to argue with each other.
Number 2, they shattered a massive fucking window with an alarm that's just blaring. Number 3, Fallon probably should have been in law enforcement, or at least an insurance salesman, because his ability to track down people and deduce things, unmatched.
All right, so they were trying to plead with the security guards that a minute ago they were complete dickheads to.
Yeah.
Mocking left and right.
Maybe start with that tone initially instead of being jackasses.
And then they go right back to it. Radio says, careful, I'm ticklish. Then freaks out because he realizes he keeps that thing on him. He grabs at it. The security guard points the gun at his head.
Yeah, he forgot the gun in his pants.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
You know how heavy a gun is? You know how often you'd have to carry a gun to forget that it's there?
Adrenaline.
Attention, shoppers. We have a special in the frozen foods department tonight. Dead meat.
Banter.
Plump, juicy, and fresh from our North Shore farm. Shop till you drop, right, Frank?
They try to explain to security he's sick of their dipshit attitude. Cuba sees Everlast and dives out of the way. Everlast guns down, Rent-A-Cop in slow motion. This is when glass shattering starts really making a push.
Oh my God.
In the last quarter of this movie.
Like Taffer deciding that he's not going to help a bar out, shoving glassware everywhere.
Yes. Well, food flies in this one. That's what you're basically doing.
Now Cuba's returning fire. They got a fled.
This is actually a perfect setting for a shootout. And I think of that every time I'm in some kind of like grocery store or department store or whatever. Man, it'd be cool to have a situation here.
That's what you think.
Yeah, absolutely.
At Erewhon, when you're buying your $25 juice.
Dude, you know how much a bullet would be at Erewhon? Oh my God. A hemp bullet? Can you make bullets out of hemp? No, if you can.
Oh, it's the 21st century, man. We've got the technology.
He tells Bombay to just go on. Says he's going to deal with these guys. He's going to handle this.
He thinks he's a gunfighter.
Bloodlust, man.
Frank, you got a family. Me, all I got is you.
That's bizarre. You have no other friends than Ailio? I feel bad for you now all of a sudden.
He starts creeping to other cover. He's creeping right out in the open.
It's quiet. A little too quiet. A little too rough.
The Edge flanks him, shoots him in the gut. Cuba shoots him back.
They both shoot and collapse in slow motion. Ass off for Cuba.
He's making noises like Waterboy after he got shot.
He's a mass murderer at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
He kills Everlast. He killed Dorian Tyrell.
He shot 3 people in the last 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Killed 2.
And is here for more.
Yeah.
May Supercharge it. He's absolutely this shit.
Good Lord.
No. That's gone too far.
Supercharge it or clip it. I don't know.
No.
Oh, don't clip it. This is almost as bad as that Patrick Ewing one.
Oh, Jesus.
San Diego, Superchargers, San Diego, Chargers, San Diego, Superchargers, San Diego, Chargers.
Fallon sees Everlast dead on the ground. He sees Radio crawling. Go shoot him. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Shouts at Frank to come out and get his friend. Ailio yells and runs back, retreating. Fallon follows him. Dwarf comes to get Cuba. Somebody turns the lights on. It's an employee with the Walkman on, singing and dancing as he shows up to his shift to move pallets.
Al Green, baby.
Ass off for this motherfucker.
Love this guy.
All in a day's work. Delroy Lindo.
Yes, he earned it.
Fallon keeps shooting the pallet, cans of soda leaking. Finally, he realizes he's being shot at and runs away. Gotta fled.
Gives us a very Wayans-esque high-pitched squeal.
He knocks his headphones loose as he runs. Ass off.
He shoots Dwarf in the leg. They get into a freight elevator with wooden gates. He's still firing. They go to the 2nd floor. Bombay sees they've both been shot. They're in a sporting goods section now.
What is this place?
I don't understand. Did we go from a grocery store to a sporting goods store?
Yeah.
Well, it's a swap meet.
Cuba is deliriously giggling.
You unbelievable, man.
I was there and I don't even believe it.
He hides him in a closet. Dwarf tells him not to do anything stupid. Fallon gets upstairs.
The move here would have been to just hit the down button and go right back downstairs, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Not with the bullet wound, guys.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Ailio's going to go get help. Yes, sir, boss. So he didn't stop doing that.
Calls Frank a scumbag. Come meet me man to man. Let's get it over with. What are you afraid of? Bingo.
Dude, that bingo has just seemed...
That was a hard double T.
Bingo.
Triple T on the end of that. That's...
I'm going to kill your 2 pussy friends. Then I'm going to kill you, all right? Ailio's in the security office.
Phone cord's been cut.
Fallon dramatically cocks the gun.
Dwarf and Cuba are flirting in the closet.
Cuddling.
7 minutes in heaven.
You look fucked up. At least I can walk. Banter?
Yes.
You're doing shtick?
You unbelievable, man.
It reminded me of Jaws.
Yeah.
Michael Caine is half-eaten and he's...
He's still doing shtick.
Dwarf is slowly reaching for the lock as Fallon's kicking stalls. Ailio hits the silent alarm, then sees Fallon. Hey, you fucking scumbag. I'm out here.
I said I'm out here, you piece of shit.
May's clip from Predator.
Come on.
Kill me, I'm here! Kill me!
Come on, you want to do it now? Come on, get it. I'm right here.
Fallon runs out of the bathroom, gun drawn. Bombay near wind chimes, stalking his every move.
Crystal stemware, chandeliers. This is a nice department store. This store has everything.
This is not a swap meet, Zach.
It said swap meet on the outside of the building.
This is the nicest swap meet ever.
Fullerton Market.
You know, Frank, after I kill you, I'm going to pay a little visit on that wife of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He takes off his belt. Luckily, he's wearing a belt. Wasn't beltless. Wraps it around his hand like Keanu in Street Kings. Another split diopter shot. Close up on Ailio.
This time you can see Bombay's gin sweats.
He sneaks up on him slowly. Is he going for the choke here?
Yeah.
That's his first move.
What?
They struggle, knock over a shelf of pottery, glass breaking, kicks it up to 11.
What do you say you're going to do with my wife?
They're smashing.
What's the matter, asshole?
Fucking.
Why you get quiet all of a sudden?
Everything in this store.
They get to this railing on the 2nd floor. Fallon fires a gun right near his ear.
Ailio is horrendous at tough guy talk.
So bad. He calls Fallon a fucking dog.
Yeah.
You fucking dog.
You're a dog.
Dreamer, nobody wants to date you because you're a dog. A dog. A dog.
Gets him leaning on the railing. Gun falls down. We've got some hand-to-hand combat. He knocks Frank to the floor. He's beating the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, you're Frank? Same note too.
Kicks him.
Look at me when I'm talking to you. Hey, think you hurt me tonight? Is that it, huh? Is that what you think, Francis? Answer me.
Kicks him over again.
Fucking prick. Get up. This how you're going to go out? Francis?
Kicks him into some more glass.
You're not getting away. because I know where you're going.
Fuck you. Fuck me? I don't think so, pal. Takes out his wallet, reads his address. Deadwood Drive? That's a fucking riot, Deadwood Drive, which is what Trey's JUCO coach called him after he tore his ACL.
Deadwood.
Deadwood.
Can't wait to meet your daughter. What's her name again? Doesn't matter. I was like, he doesn't fucking know.
Doesn't matter. Wasn't in the script.
Yeah.
No more. He gets up, starts punching him in the face. What?
No more. Such a weird thing to yell out.
It's the worst tough guy talk ever.
Forearm to the face, backhands him into the rail, and it breaks. Help me for Christ's sake.
Which he does.
Bombay grabs his arm. He says, I knew you'd do the right thing.
The guy just told you, I'm going to go fuck your wife. And at the very least, your daughter's going to grow up to be an orphan. And I have your address. I told you what the address is, so you know I know what the address is.
Yeah.
I've already murdered one of your friends, so you know I'm not just all talk.
And by the way, I'm going to go murder everybody else.
All right.
Those other guys aren't getting out of the way.
What are you doing, you stupid fuck?
Now Fallon's pulling him down. Come on, Francis, you're coming with me.
You're on your own, pal.
TGT?
No. Kicks him off, falls, I don't know, 12 feet?
He fell into a stairwell, which made it deeper.
Not even 12 feet, though, but also there's a bunch of fabric and shit that was breaking his fall.
Ribbons.
Don't get me wrong. That shit hurt like a bitch, for sure.
But he's not dead.
Oh, thank God, that's over.
And we get the worst tough guy talk of all time.
And don't call me Francis. That's your name, bitch. Should have said that to your parents.
Yeah.
He checks the body. I thought we were going to get the jump scare.
For sure.
No, he's dead.
We even get a jump scare later that was a film noir on a film noir.
But why? Why not have him be the killer one last time? The killer comes with it. Like, I don't know. Why am I?
This shit's gone on long enough, I mean.
He calls 911. There's a gun stuck to his head. It's the police. Film noir.
Film noir. They want him down on the floor.
His brother and friend are bleeding to death.
Luckily, another cop pops in with exposition.
Hey, he's telling the truth. You heard that?
Yep.
Also, still, you have a bloody guy and a dead body somewhere in a place that's been broken into.
Yeah.
You're not just be like, all right, come with me.
No, I'm supposed to come in now and tell you that he's fine.
All right, let me put this gun away.
Two Americas, man. Two Americas.
Cut to a paramedic dabbing Emilio's face. They're stretching Cuba out. He's gasping. They tell him to take it easy.
Don't they usually put a fucking oxygen mask on people like that?
Not in the 20th century, bitch.
He's black. Oh, sorry.
Emilio tells him he's gonna be okay.
I better be. I got tickets to the Bears game next week.
The Bears.
Oh, it's Chicago.
Well, you have a good time.
Wait, I got seats on the 50-yard line.
I'm gonna be home with my wife and my unnamed child watching the game on television. We got a couple of Kathy Bates Award winners showing up to work. Like, what the fuck happened last night?
Oh, absolutely.
Cuba's giggling and gasping. You're a wimp.
He runs to check on his brother. Hey, John, Mike got you tickets to the Bears game.
The Bears.
No thanks, Frank. I'm too young for this shit. Reference
and banter?
Film noir. See you at the hospital, bro.
Cop gives him his wallet. That's a good-looking family. Your wife's outside. What? Why? Does she have the baby with her? Roll credits.
That was a very weird last scene.
Hey, listener. Zach Harper here from Cinephobe. Yeah, that podcast. It's a good one. Ascertain. Telling you right now, Prize Picks. That's the way to go. Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with over 3 million members. The easiest and most exciting way to play DFS is just you against the numbers. You pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. It's demon time. That's right. You're asking, what does that mean? It's demon time. I'll tell you. Demons and Goblins, the newest and most exciting way to play at Prize Picks. Squares marked with red demons or green goblins get you different payouts. You can now win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. That's insane. That's insane of Prize Picks to do. You know what else is insane? They offer injury insurance so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For football and basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player projection won't count against you and the rest of your entry stays alive. Prize Picks is the only DFS platform with an injury insurance policy. And by the way, they now offer Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits into your account this football, basketball, any season you're playing. Me personally, I'm taking more than points on Joel Embiid all the time. I'm taking more than assists on Tyrese Halliburton. I'm taking less than points on Jordan Poole. Those seem to be the easy money makers for you. And you're probably wondering, Zach, how do I get involved in this? You go to prizepicks.com/ding and use code DING, D-I-N-G, for a first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/ding. Use code DING, D-I-N-G, for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Who cares if you lose the game? You got this off your chest. I mean, it's just one night of bar trivia.
One night of bar trivia is sacrosanct to us.
Trivia is sacrosanct.
Holy shit.
Screenwriter Kevin Jarre was actually the one who wrote the first spec script for the movie under its original title, Escape, sometime around 1989 or earlier. By the time the movie was going to be made, his original script was drastically changed by many other writers, to the point where Lewis Colick got the only writing and story credit. So Jarre wrote Rambo First Blood Part 2, Glory, Tombstone, and The Mummy.
Wow.
And his script was a lot darker and more violent.
I'm into that.
Zach, I know this is going to come as a massive shock to you, but according to Variety, Emilio Estevez was far down the list of actors in consideration for the role of Frank Wyatt.
That can't be possible.
The trade papers explained that the studio's desperation to quickly cast the lead role also led to Estevez taking a much higher than expected payday, $4 million.
Yes.
What?
Yes. He negotiated his ass off for this movie.
Holy shit.
Actors who passed on this role included Tom Cruise and Christian Slater.
Oh, this is a great movie with Christian Slater.
Ass off with Christian Slater.
Yeah. Holy shit. That would have been perfect.
The movie either needed to go into production or have the plug pulled, and they had spent more than twice the $4 million fee for Emilio on pre-production. They would have just lit it on fire if they didn't get somebody in there. But the fact that there was nobody else.
That's crazy.
Nobody wanted it.
And Emilio had so much leverage, he could get $4 million. According to director Stephen Hopkins, he wanted John Travolta
You unbelievable, man.
in the lead role and Kevin Spacey in the main villain role.
Wow.
I don't know if I would have liked that.
Travolta would have been interesting in this movie.
Yes, absolutely.
As the bitch husband. During the filming of the rooftop confrontation between Fallon and Ray, the cast and crew were stunned by the sound of a random, unexpected gunshot. The crew ran downstairs to find a 16-year-old kid with his head blown off by another youth of the same age as part of gang initiation by murder. The army was brought in to secure the area the next day, and production was moved elsewhere.
I saw that trivia and I thought, I don't know about that one. The army was brought in.
So Mays will buy that, but he doesn't buy the citrus community.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see, you got to get on board, man.
Zach, lots of the funny lines of dialogue said by characters in the film were added in later after the studio thought the movie was way too serious and humorless.
I'll buy that.
So like that whole scene where they're just fucking dipshitting it about
shit talking the cops.
This is also another reason why the original, more horror movie-like atmospheric score was replaced with typical action score, because they wanted the film to be and feel more exciting.
During the opening weekend, there was a shooting at a screening in a Bronx theater, and local media blamed the movie itself for the incident. In response, it was quickly pulled from distribution and ran for only 2 weeks, which led to its failure at the box office and eventual cult status. Stephen Hopkins said that the soundtrack album was one of the biggest selling albums of all time.
Great soundtrack.
I think people don't know the film very well. I think they know the idea of the film and the interesting 90s cast we had. Interestingly, I think the album does portray the idea of the film quite well. If anyone ever watches the film because of the album, that's awesome.
During the scene where Frank is driving the RV trying to catch up with the police car, they pass by Patty's Pub from Always Sunny.
Oh, really?
Whoa, supercharge that.
What?
You're the one pushing this anti-pub agenda.
Oh, no. You can say Patty's. You can't say supercharge me when I say this.
Wagon?
Wagon, yes.
Why can't I say it again?
Because the wagon, the idea, like all these drunk Irishmen, when they arrest them, to just throw them in the back of this wagon as opposed to like handcuffing them and putting them in.
But I'm Scottish, so I can say it.
Look, man.
So as long as they don't have a huge ass, you can say it.
A huge ass? A roundy?
A wagon.
Oh.
Nice roundy.
Now it's time to bring on our very special guest, a repeat offender in his own right. Chef Reactions is joining us to finish up the awards and talk about this movie.
special guest now for Judgment Night. No, we didn't bring him back for another cooking movie. And Mayes, you profiled. What did you suggest? I said, hey, Chef Reactions wants to come back on the show.
Burnt.
And you said burnt? Like, no, we're not doing fucking cooking and food stuff every time.
Yeah, burnt.
Did it for Judgment Night.
Starring Cradley Booper.
And it was his choice. I gave you 2 choices, Chef. Thanks for joining us.
What was the other choice?
Dead Man on Campus.
It was a tough choice. It was a tough choice.
They're both files in my book.
Thanks for not profiling me by bringing me on for something other than a food-related movie.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I do have other interests.
A little exposition here is we met and we went to dinner here in LA, and I'm guessing you were high out of your mind when you said I want to come back on the show.
Oh, you were speaking to me during waking hours?
Yeah.
Then yes, the answer is yes.
That meal though was great, man.
It was a phenomenal meal.
We went to this place called Donnas.
Donna.
My wife, Donna.
Not that Donna. Somewhere east in LA.
Sure.
Red Sauce Italian restaurant. And man, it was incredible. It's weird when like you get suggestions for a place. The first thing they say is you got to get the garlic bread.
For sure.
All right, I'm not sure about this.
That's the highlight.
Yo, it was a loaf.
Dude, it was like a quarter of a giant sourdough loaf with half a pound of shaved parm on top. It was phenomenal. The meatballs, normally when you go get meatballs somewhere, there's a problem. The meatball might not be hot all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually not seasoned properly. These meatballs,
perfect.
10 out of 10. Perfect. Wouldn't change a damn thing about them.
Is there anything you regret, like wish that we had ordered?
No, I did take cannoli back to my hotel room.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. How was that?
And I ate those in a shame spiral. They were good. They were really good. There was some other dessert in there too that I don't quite recall because again, I was awake.
Mm-hmm.
So I was high as a kite. So I don't remember.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great.
Phenomenal meal though. Would recommend. If you're in LA, go to Donnas for sure.
It was a lot of pressure too.
On who?
On me.
Why?
I suggested the place.
Oh, if it turned out to be shit, yeah.
Yeah, what if it was shit? And I'm like, he's like, well, I'm not doing that again. I mean, maybe you're not doing that again anyway, but
I guarantee you I've eaten worse.
Yeah, no, I've seen his videos.
Yeah.
You know how many times he said, would try?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
When it's someone just stacking Big Macs in a pan.
Oh, my God.
As long as Zach didn't take you to that guy's motel room where he makes mac and cheese in the sink, I think you're all right.
That's date 2.
That's date 2. That's the second date. He's got to ease me into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't start with that.
No, usually when I say I would eat something, there's a comment underneath by me and like, bro, what the fuck? Why would you eat this?
You go through pointing out all the things that are awful about this. And I'm like,
Right.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then at the end, like,
Yeah.
0 out of 10, like, yes, would try. Like, would try? What are you doing?
Yeah, you got to try it.
No.
As long as it doesn't look dangerous. No, I'll try anything.
That's what I'm saying.
That does kind of sound like Amin's review of Delta Farce, though. Pointing out all the things that were wrong with it, giving it a 0 out of 10, and then saying, you know what?
File.
I like Larry the Cable Guy.
Wow.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. You've encapsulated it perfectly. It's everybody's got taste. Do I like Scorsese films? Sure, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Do I also love Judgment Night? You're goddamn right I do.
There it is.
There has to be a balance in life.
I had never heard of this movie.
Really?
I started watching it and I realized like 5 minutes in, I was like, is this a comedy? Is it? I don't know what kind of movie this is.
That's crazy.
That's crazy to me. You had never heard of it.
I've never heard of it.
Maze could be too young for it, but this is right in the prime.
Yeah, it was 93.
It's weird. There's just some blank spots in my brain where what was the other one? Hard Rain? Was it Hard Rain?
Oh, Hard Rain.
Oh, Hard Rain, dude.
No recollection of Hard Rain.
Chef, my dad took the whole family, me, my sister, my mom, opening weekend to Hard Rain.
Of all the movies to take your whole family to, it's fucking Hard Rain.
And we didn't do that as a family. Getting my sister to go anywhere was not happening. And the fact that he wrangled all 4 of us to Hard Rain for a little family outing, it's amazing we're still together.
That's a follow-up question. What's the most inappropriate movie you've watched in the presence of your family members, whether it be at home or at the movies? Mine, I went to see Howard Stern Private Parts opening night with my mom.
Oh, you know what? I think we rented that from Blockbuster one time and started watching it. I think so, yeah.
He's naked on the cover, man.
I know.
Look, man, I don't know what to tell you.
When the young lady put the speaker down on the ground and just had, and I'm sitting in the room with my mom like, what the fuck is going on?
I didn't see Pulp Fiction in the theater, but they rented it.
Wow.
And I remember watching it with my parents. My mom covered my eyes.
Physically
covered my eyes for the scene where Bruce Willis starts going down on his wife.
Right.
which is a brief moment. And then the whole like gimp rape scene that also she was like, okay, you can't watch this. Everything else was fine though. The violence was fine. It just not that.
And as a father, I'm the same way. Violence, knock yourself out.
Yeah, right.
People kissing, oh, get it off my screen. Which is the American way.
People in America got it backwards. Fine to show violence on TV, but there's somebody's backside or a woman's beautiful set of titties. Well, you can't show that now.
But for me, that movie was Mermaids. Remember that one with Winona Ryder?
Oh my God, yeah.
So I was watching that with my parents, and then the part where Winona Ryder is like narrating losing her virginity.
That's tough, yeah.
Yeah, my mom was like, what is this? I'm like, that's
what a great family movie.
Pass the popcorn, Mom.
Yeah. Mermaids.
I can't right now. I can't.
You've seen Mermaids, but you had never heard of Judgment Night.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
That's crazy.
That's wild. That's so wild.
Chef, I want to know when the first time you saw Judgment Night was, because we did a little bit of trivia where we found out that it got pulled from theaters after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Essentially became a cult classic. So how did you first encounter this movie?
It was in my cousin's basement on VHS, probably 94, maybe late 93, but probably early 94. Again, don't recall a lot from 1994. Don't recall a lot from 2 weeks ago, but that's neither here nor there. It was in my cousin's basement. I won't say his name. I distinctly remember this because we watched that movie every time we hung out.
Yeah.
Literally every time we hung out.
It was an on repeat movie for you guys.
Yeah, yeah. It was that and Under Siege.
Oh,
it was
my
those two
God.
movies alternating constantly.
Under Siege, I wish that qualified for Cinephobe. We would have done it decades ago.
Under Siege 2 qualifies.
Dude, how the fuck did this movie qualify for
I
Cinephobe?
don't know.
It's a travesty and it's disgusting.
Agreed. I'm glad we got to do it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of the rub, right?
Silver lining for sure.
Yeah, silver lining. Like you get to do it, but it's offensive that this one qualifies.
No, I mean, you saw it for the first time ever, which I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
My virgin eyes.
Your virgin eyes. What do you think, dude?
We'll get to that.
All right.
We got a build up. We have a build up in here.
We're building up.
Yeah.
I'm not good at this podcasting shit, dude. I talk into cell phone by myself. When you bring other people into the equation, it gets all kind of fucking wonky.
That's all right. I mean, it's not good at it either. With Judgment Night, it is a tour de force of great performance after great performance.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Cuba, Piven, Leary, and then Emilio Estevez just cannot act.
Oh, man.
He's so bad, and he's been so bad in almost every movie we've had with him. We did D2 Mighty Ducks.
Great movie, awful acting performance.
Great movie, yeah.
Oh, dishonest podcaster right there.
Quack Attack is back, Jack!
Maximum Overdrive.
Oh, terrible.
Truck.
That one wasn't his fault, though.
Wasn't his fault?
Somebody else reciting the lines?
He seemed all right in that one because there's so much trash going on.
Stephen King was coked out of his mind making that movie. What are you talking about?
Those are performance enhancing drugs.
That's true. Yeah.
And then Loaded Weapon 1.
Loaded Weapon 1. Wow. Holy shit.
It's been a real
that's a great movie.
smorgasbord, yeah.
Nowhere in this conversation are we mentioning a young Steven Dorff.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff, when I watch these movies, I don't do any homework on like who's in it or anything like that. I like to be surprised.
Yep.
Like, oh, he's in this. Oh, is that my man New York Undercover?
Oh, I didn't even get to that, but hell yeah.
Seeing Steven Dorff as like a teenager. First of all, like, this guy looks familiar. And then I heard the voice. I'm like, holy shit, is that Steven Dorff?
Yeah, would you say he was 19 in this movie?
19, yeah. Is that Steven Dorff from the blue e-cigarette commercials?
Yeah.
That's not Blade?
Yeah, Blade. Every time I see him or he comes up in conversation, this isn't great, but I do Google if he's still alive.
Every time.
Every time.
Gotta check.
I always assume he's dead.
Zach, we didn't talk about this, but he got Me Too'd like a motherfucker, right?
Did he?
Oh, yeah. And then they brought him out of Me Too retirement to make True Detective season 3.
Okay.
Oh, and he was pretty good in it.
But he was great at it. And we were like, oh, shit, Steven Dorff, maybe he's coming back. And then it turned out like he Me Too'd the shit out of a bunch of women on the set of True Detective.
Oh, no.
He went back to Me Too jail. Yep.
Oh, wow. He was like, I got out. This is double jeopardy. You can't throw me back in. Yeah.
Double jeopardy. Yeah, no.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
It's not how that works.
If he's not Ashley Judd, that's for damn sure.
Oh.
Does that qualify? Double jeopardy?
A couple of the Ashley Judd movies do.
I actually think it does.
That would be an absolute travesty.
I don't know if I can get through that one.
Double Jeopardy?
I'm too attracted to her.
Oh, okay.
28%.
Let's
go.
Fuck out of here,
Let's
dude.
go. Let me update my list. Future Cinephobe.
I need to know if the Pelican Brief is rated higher than that.
It is, for sure.
It shouldn't be.
Oh, I hate
They love the Pelican Brief. I remember that.
Seems like a critic's darling of that era.
55%.
Ugh.
Kiss the Girls, Eye of the Beholder, Double Jeopardy all qualify.
Kiss the Girls was Morgan Freeman?
Yes.
So that one on the list too then.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Shit.
Who do you think is the best performance in this movie? Or the performance you enjoy the most?
I enjoy Denis Leary in pretty much anything that he does. I'm from that generation. Like when I saw Asshole on the TV for the first time, I was like, oh, I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know you could say shit like this on TV. Like, this is awesome. Piven, that's like early honing in the Piven character that he's played in every movie since that. But I probably go with Leary. He was my favorite for sure.
Back before Rescue Me,
I've never watched it.
that was the part where they really let him act.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're an actor. You're not just like a comedian we're throwing into stuff. Because before, like movies like this, Demolition Man, he was always just like, you get a rant.
Right.
Like we're putting you in this movie and you're going to do your Dennis Leary thing.
He's a good ranter.
He is a great ranter.
Oh, all-time ranter.
All time.
He had like 2 or 3 of those in this movie.
Hall of Fame.
All right, he's just going to cook now.
When he's about to throw Piven off the roof right before he does that and he lays into him. It's powerful.
Incredible.
How is this movie, Rod? That's disgusting.
It's complete bullshit. Wait, so how many times do you think you've seen this movie? If you and your cousin were just watching in the basement all the time?
Oh, shit. At least between the years of 1993 and 1998, probably like 20 to 30 times.
Wow.
Since 1998, maybe twice,
Oh, wow.
including last night.
Is it nostalgic for you?
Very much so. Yeah. It's one of those things like I lost my mom a couple years ago. And ever since then, I've been like constantly just chasing that dopamine from anything that's coming from the year 1993.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I was 10 years old in 93. It was that time of my life. Like I went to Vegas because WrestleMania 9 was at Caesar's Palace and I'd never been to Vegas before. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go. So like, I'm constantly looking for that nostalgia boost. Watching this one for sure was nostalgic for me.
I think that when you're 10 years old is the most impressionable you are for like media that you consume and stuff like that.
sure.
Because almost all of my favorite movies are from 1998 or 1999 when I was 10.
Yep.
That's when I saw The Matrix for the first time. And
For
obviously
sure.
you can see that it still has an impact on my life.
Scrambled porno channels for the first
Oh
time.
my God. Hitting input on that remote as much as you can. Seeing if it'll clear up.
You ever watch one so long that it went clear at the end just for a couple of minutes?
Did I ever watch one so long that I went clear? Of course I did. Playboy TV, man. Playboy TV. There was this show called Night Calls. If you left it on that long enough,
Yeah, dude.
it would come in clear for like at least 3 minutes, long enough to get the job done.
Long enough.
Yeah.
Long enough.
Hey, let's be honest. Even scrambled, it was long enough. It wasn't so scrambled that you couldn't make it work.
Oh, please. Please. You ever try to like fuck with the tuning and stuff? Like I try to like mess with the settings?
Every time, yeah.
But tinfoil.
Is that what cross-eyed tried to make the pixelated images line up?
Hey, dude.
Your theory here. All right. So like 10, 11 years old for movies.
Yeah.
For me, I looked up 1993 movies. Striking Distance.
Yep.
Future Cinephobe. That's an amazing one. Robin Hood Men in Tights. Absolutely. Demolition Man. Absolutely.
Yes.
Hot Shots Part 2. Absolutely.
Yes.
Hard Target. Cliffhanger.
Yes.
Boiling Point.
Yeah.
Nowhere to Run.
Yeah.
Judgment Night. Jurassic Park. All this shit.
Jurassic Park.
That is my childhood right there.
1989 movies. I know for a fact Back to the Future 3 and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade are, those are the 2 movies I think about. I think, didn't we say 1989 was the greatest year in Cinephobe history? Because Twins came out that year.
It's 88. It's Action Jackson, Twins, Johnny Be Good, Cocktail, and Bloodsport.
Cocktail. Bloodsport.
All 1988.
Fuck. Bloodsport makes it like an all-time year just based off that movie.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been like Cats and all kinds of shit. But if Bloodsport came out the same year, it'd be like, yeah, that's a great year for cinema.
Have you guys not done Demolition Man?
It doesn't qualify.
Doesn't qualify, man.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
But we did do Bloodsport. Bloodsport qualified for some reason.
And don't worry, we did Judge Dredd, which just took Demolition Man and did a lot of the same things again.
As a quote-unquote critic myself, it just goes to show you that critics don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Oh, absolutely.
Fucking morons.
They really do not.
They're all fucking morons.
Especially ones that rate things out of 10.
Oh,
Losers.
The worst. And then like, oh, I'd still eat it though.
Yeah.
I'd still watch it.
Pretentious fucking loser.
You know who's right? The commenters.
Oh, always.
Those are the people that get it.
Yeah, dude.
They know. I do love when someone's like, why don't you get in the kitchen and cook something if you're so good at it? It's like, that's not the video. What is this?
First of all, why are we defending the woman who put a bunch of cheeseburgers and covered them with fries and more cheese
and nacho sauce?
Why is that the person that we're going to stick up for? Like, fuck you, you fraud.
I get comments on videos like that, like those clearly rage bait bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, and just throwing a bunch of shit into a pan. I get comments on videos that are like that, like, these people are just trying to feed their families. How dare you?
No, they're not. Not at all.
Are you that fucking stupid? You know what? Yeah, people are that fucking stupid. Like, as the words were coming out of my mouth, I'm like, yes, they are. Why do you even ask that question? But people actually think that like I'm like going after earnest, you know, hardworking middle class Americans that just want to eat a whole chicken shoved inside a fucking football and cooked. You know what I mean? Like, it's so stupid. Whatever. But yeah, they get in the kitchen and like, oh, you've never even, I bet you even cook. I never saw your parents fuck, yet here you are. You know what I mean? I don't need to see everything.
Touche.
I like the accusation of you just bought a chef's shirt, a chef's jacket or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I get that one a lot too. To that point, if I were, let's say this was all some elaborate ruse, and I were to buy a chef coat off Amazon, would I buy the least breathable, shitty quality? I'd be in a fly knit. I'd be wearing a fly knit chef coat. You know what I mean? Like, I would be in the top level baller shit. Like, I wouldn't be wearing my shitty one that I stole from my last job.
Why haven't you upgraded your chef's coat to a fly knit at this point?
You know what? It reminds me where it came from.
Yeah.
Reminds me where it came from.
Oh,
there you go, attaboy.
And where I never want to go back to.
It grounds them. It humbles them.
Keeping it real.
Yeah, for sure.
I get it.
The moral of the story is on the internet.
Yeah.
99% of them anyway.
Except for you listening right now. We're not talking about you.
You're cool, yeah.
The nice people, obviously.
Well, unless you're going to give a shitty comment, then go fuck yourself.
Oh.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean the people that are willing to take the time out of their day to go after a random stranger on the internet merely for having opinion. You guys deal with this shit all the time just for talking about basketball, and they'll come after you and like attack your character or, you know, say bad shit about your family or like this, that, the other thing. That's the people that I'm talking about. People that are like, hey, we love your stuff. Hey, file or phobe. Those people are cool. But the people that want to take the time out of their shitty ass day, go fuck yourself.
Chef, I once had an Orlando Magic fan.
Oh, you've said enough.
Photoshop.
Which one of them? There's 3.
Well, that was also my joke.
Kevin Clark?
Not Kevin Clark. A Magic fan. Photoshop a tweet making it look like I tweeted out the N-word from like years ago and tagged the Athletic in it. And you're probably wondering why. What horrible thing did you say about the Orlando Magic?
Yeah.
At the time, I had Terrence Ross outside my top 3 in Sixth Man of the Year voting.
Okay.
And that was enough. They're like, enough's enough with this guy. I'm going to try to get him fired.
How dare you?
How'd you get around the N-word, though?
It was tweets. It wasn't texts, you know.
Oh, okay, got it.
I text you that every day. But no, that's too far. That's too far.
No, even that's too far for me.
Good morning, naysayer.
We can cut out the whole last 2 minutes for this podcast.
I'm problematic. It's a problem.
You got a lot of comments.
Oh my God.
On the soundtrack.
The soundtrack.
Which these guys couldn't believe that the soundtrack was getting blown as much as it was.
I was prepped for like, oh my God, this is going to have wall-to-wall bangers.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these songs. What is this?
Yeah. There are people acting like it's the soundtrack for like higher learning or something like that. Yeah. You know, it's like,
I mean, it was a staggering number of comments.
A lot.
All saying the exact same thing.
The greatest one of all time. Which is crazy.
Like, I get it. It's in the Dazed and Confused era where the soundtrack is essentially a mix CD before you could really burn CDs. And so if you get this soundtrack, you're playing a bunch of songs that are put together. But since there's almost no music in the actual movie.
Yeah.
It is bizarre to me.
And it's the same De La Soul song at the beginning and the end of the movie.
And the end.
Which is a nice bookend.
But there is also the song Judgment Night.
Correct.
By Biohazard and Onyx.
Yeah.
Onyx was pretty big, you know?
In 1993, this is Onyx at its peak.
Fredro Starr.
Yeah. And Sticky Fingers.
Sticky Fingers.
Yeah.
It was fine, but like that De La Soul song is a banger, though. I will be adding that to my Spotify list immediately. What do you guys think is the best movie soundtrack? of all time.
Ooh.
Let's keep it to under 48 minutes if possible.
That's tough. I mean, Dazed and Confused was the first one I threw out. That's
solid.
A pretty banger soundtrack.
Very solid.
Above the Rim.
Above the Rim's a great one.
Fuck, that one was.
I don't think you could beat Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Space Jam's got some bullshit on it though too.
Yeah, that's a problem. Space Jam is carried by like 3 songs.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is filler.
Yeah, your guy R. Kelly, but
hey man,
your guy.
He carried the shit out of it though.
Look, hold on, Chef. Amin has been promoting the song Gotham City.
No.
Left and right.
Promoting
makes it seem like I'm handing out flyers. Like, I'm not doing that.
Kind of are.
It's an audio flyer on this podcast, and it happens every couple weeks.
It's a newsletter. It's a weekly newsletter.
What was that for? Batman and Robin?
Batman and Robin, yeah.
So it was on Batman and Robin soundtrack. And so at one point during the episode, Amin started reading the YouTube comments on the Gotham City video.
Honestly, that's the problematic part.
That's
the number of people commenting like, I don't care what he did. And like, well, don't say that.
Oh, like
over Gotham City.
Oh, really?
Over the song Gotham City, though.
It's a great song, though.
A city of justice, a city of love, a city of peace for every one of us. We all need it, can't live without it. A Gotham City, oh yeah.
Not even I Believe I Can Fly?
No.
Trapped in the Closet?
No.
I'm looking over the skyline of the city.
Oh boy.
Now he's going to start singing it.
Or Contagious by the Isley Brothers?
Yeah, I remember Contagious. That was my go-to karaoke song.
Oh,
always.
Like I said, it was.
You can hit that note as I get closer to the stairway. You can hit that note?
No,
he can't.
All I hear.
Boom, boom, boom.
What the hell is going on between the sheets in my home? Baby, wait, let me. I used to do all 3. I do him, I do Shantae Moore's part, and I do R. Kelly's part.
Oh my God.
What's your go-to karaoke song now? What is it? Ignition or what R. Kelly song did you change it to?
You know what's funny? It was
Fiesta.
Oh man, okay. We're gonna do story time.
Now it means it is bad.
Zach said Amin's guy, and well, yeah, that's funny. That's a good joke. And now he's been unleashed.
This is all getting supercharged. This is all getting supercharged. Contagious and Friend of Mine remix with Kelly Price. Those were like the key karaoke songs.
Okay.
Did not do Ignition. Wanted to do Bad Man from the Shaft soundtrack, which is another movie I wish qualified. Right?
Jesus.
Right?
That's a deep cut.
Oh, it's a great song. It's a great song, but it's also hilarious when you think about R. Kelly singing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That aged like a fucking...
Yeah, now we do have to cut that out.
That aged like Bruno.
Life made me tough.
Anthony, you're going to be busy today, huh?
Yeah, it's nothing new, Chef, back in the kitchen, you know.
Hey, remember all that stuff I said about how... You go... You might want to take that part out, too. Out of context, it's not really...
I want all the comments under me. I don't care what Amin did. He's still my favorite.
Oh, God.
Timestamp, please. Can we timestamp?
San Diego, Superchargers, San Diego, Chargers, San Diego, Superchargers, San Diego, Chargers.
Back to the Judgment Night soundtrack for a second. Billboard explains that the soundtrack album paired hip-hop artists with modern rock acts, and the AV Club wrote that its musical pairings were designed to capitalize on the burgeoning popularity of rap rock.
Yeah.
Linkin Park and Jay-Z 10 years earlier. Cypress Hill and Sonic Youth did a song together on. That's pretty insane, right? Pearl Jam, Cypress Hill,
Faith No More,
Run DMC and Living Color. It is pretty groundbreaking when you think of it in that sense. Speaking of House of Pain, we've not mentioned a young OG Everlast in the movie, huh?
This movie made me learn that Everlast was in House of Pain, because I didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Look at that disproving look from Chef.
He's young.
Born in 1989.
That's not that young, bro.
Thank you.
That ain't that young. I was born in 83 and I'm old and washed. So
yep,
you're in the spin cycle right now, dude. Sorry to tell you.
It's not looking good for me, man.
You'll be buying soup in no time.
There was also a collaboration between Tool and Rage Against the Machine on a song called Can't Kill the Revolution.
Oh, I remember that.
Wow.
Didn't make the album because neither band liked it. It was never officially released. And then it became a bootleg song that people heard.
Yeah, I remember hearing that in college, and I had no idea where it came from. But that would have been 2000.
I'd like you all to do an experiment on a plant, something that may benefit mankind. And if you devise something that groundbreaking, I guarantee you a A in this course.
Oh, well, hold on, man. You firing me? You can't do that, Lionel. Look, man, if you don't want me to have a foreman job, I understand, but I need my fucking job, man.
All right, Chef. So we have our awards, and one of them is the Louis Pinnock Accent Award, and there isn't really anybody doing an accent in this movie, but we do have Cuba Gooding Jr. when he gets on the RV going, the man, the myth, talking to Jeremy Piven.
That RV is so dope. I kind of want one now. We've been talking about it all day. I kind of want one.
Dude, it had Duck Hunt on there.
Yeah.
Had a fax machine.
It had mahogany and shit.
A full bar.
Marble floors, allegedly.
Marble floors and like dark stained woods.
A lot of glassware for an RV.
Way too much. Way too
He
much.
had a drink cart. He had a drink cart with the vodka.
They did have a drink cart.
2 or 3 screens above the windshield.
Yeah.
Seems like a hazard.
And think about how much weight that added because those are tube TVs.
Right. Yes.
Cathode ray.
The dealer just let him take it. No deposit.
Unbelievable.
Well, you don't understand. He's got a whole sales force. So
Right. And nobody checked that because fucking Gil's so desperate to sell an RV.
Mayes, clip it. Come on.
No, wait. No, you can't take my sale. My wife's gonna leave me if I don't start bringing in the green. Come on, let me have this one, Stan. I'm begging you. Look at me. I'm begging you, Stan. Let's go write this up, shall we? Honey, you should have seen me with my last customer. No, but I came so close. This guy was... whose voice is that? Is that Fred? Oh, you said it was over. No, don't put him on. Hello, Fred. Hi.
Just take it for the night. Yeah, way too much glassware. Ball and setup. The front of it like was a little too steep.
Yeah.
On the front. Very aerodynamic.
Well, except for the huge satellite dish on the top. That might add a little bit of drag.
So big.
What was with the road rage scene?
Yeah.
That's Chicago.
That's just Chi-Town?
Yeah, I think so.
Was that for character establishment?
Yes.
Tensions are high.
The exposition that
Dorf's ready to go.
Dorf's a hothead and Emilio used to be a badass, but now he's like all grown up and mature.
Now he's the bitch husband.
He's the bitch husband. He is, man. That guy.
He is the bitch husband.
I haven't been out in 3 months.
Well, boo-hoo.
She's like, yeah, I've been here with you, dick.
Yeah, relax. I haven't been out in 12 months. I carried around this fucking baby.
Do you think he knows his baby's name?
We don't even know his baby's name. His baby.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
What were the credits?
Baby.
Who played the baby in Judgment Night?
What if that's their only credit?
Baby?
They drop it all the time.
It was a girl.
It was a girl. That's correct. That's neither here nor there.
What if she's hot now? Zach, find out.
What?
What a weird comment.
Supercharge that. Get that out of there. I don't want that in there.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, yes, the other accent, Chef, is when Everlast does his Ricky Ricardo impression.
Lucy.
Oh, yeah.
You got some splaining to do.
I think it's that one. That's my vote.
Nobody's ever done a good Ricky Ricardo impersonation in a movie. It's always that super hacky. It's just not good.
Let me just say this right now. Is it possibly because Ricky Ricardo was super hacky?
Hey, you're not wrong.
Oh, for the time? Not for the time.
For the time, I don't know. I wasn't alive.
It was Desi Arnaz's like version of blackface, right? Like if black people, it's like Hattie McDaniel in Gone with the Wind. Like,
right.
I've got to play a black character. I'm black, so I got to extra black it up. Whoa. You know, like same thing.
We're all comfortable with this conversation.
Desi's got to do the same. Hey, how do Cubans talk? Like, well, we talk like this. No. Give me more Cuban.
Yeah.
Lucy.
Especially for that time, too, being a cartoon version of your race in order to have the mainstream accept you.
Opportunity.
Yeah. That makes sense, actually, now that I've never thought of it. I'm not really deep that I think about things on that level. Just watch things. But that does make a lot of sense, though.
I think you did a great job.
So what are we saying? We're saying, is it Everlast or?
Yeah. The other one's just a fight voice. That's not really an accent, you know?
That is true as well. It's more like a Bruce Buffer type. And now, yeah. All right. You guys win. You've bullied me into saying Everlast.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Cinephobe at his finest.
Let's show them who the horsemen are, guys.
Yeah, we got soul.
It's a big 20th century bitch movie.
A lot of 20th century shit. Yeah.
Yes.
From the RV with all of the top of the line stereo equipment and fax machine to the way that Steven Dorff is dressed.
The fucking leather vest that Cuba's got on.
Yeah.
Come on. He's got a leather vest under a Letterman's jacket.
It gets cold in Chicago.
It's cold. It's windy. It's really windy there.
It didn't bother anybody else?
Hold on. You're asking about that, but you're not spending enough time on Steven Dorff's outfit where he had layers on layers and layers because it was the grunge thing.
He's a hothead who's borderline homeless.
Dude, he looked like Damon Wayans in Living Color when he carries around the fucking pickle jar. You know what I mean? Like, that's what he looked like.
What a pull.
There's a constant game of like cat and mouse, hide and seek going on. They're constantly being chased.
Yeah.
There's a lot of banter.
But you said it. It's windy. It's a windy ass city, man.
It is very windy. There's like tumbleweed.
Howling wind in just about every scene.
Oh, I can't.
Blowing newspapers around.
If we tie into like, this is a bad neighborhood because there's trash can fires, the wind's howling, there's debris everywhere, there's homeless people. If we want to tie all that into it, bad neighborhood, I'm fine with, but not just windy. Windy doesn't, come on.
I'm going to tell you right now, man. You guys are like Larry Bird said, you guys all lining up for second place. It's banter.
I said banter.
Everybody's bantering the entire time.
Yeah.
The bad guys, the good guys, everyone's bantering.
They're bantering during hand-to-hand combat.
Including with the security guards.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When they finally get rescued, and then they're like, ah, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
Make sure you punch those numbers in order 911. Oh,
we're spreading them. Want us to do anything else?
Careful. I'm ticklish. Well, he has a gun on him, by the way.
He forgot that he had a gun in his waistband. Looking Plaxico Burris.
I also got to mention glass breaking because they wreck the entire dishware department of that store at the end.
A lot of glass breaking.
I'm with Amin. I think it's banter. I don't think it's windy. There's so much banter in this movie.
Banter.
We bullied him again.
You bullied me again.
It's 2 for 2 on bullying.
Get some backbone, chef.
Bullying works.
I'm incapable of composing my own thoughts or opinions. So I just kind of go with what everybody else is saying. It served me quite well up to now.
I knew he was ripping people off on those videos.
Oh, yeah. No,
yeah, dude. Stealing everything, dude. Not even a chef, remember?
Zach, would you try this? You would? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try that. Oh, yeah.
2 out of 10.
What do you think? Like out of 10? I don't know. 8? Yeah. I was thinking 8. Yeah.
People got so mad. I did a video the other day and I gave this lady an 8 out of 10. And like, how is that an 8? It's a 10 out of 10. Bro, you make a fucking account where you make fun of videos. You know what I'm saying? Like, who gives a shit? Like, I pull numbers out of my ass. It's all based on personal preference. Some people like black licorice. I don't.
Oh, I love the idea that you're 2 off,
right?
Out of 10, right? You give it 8 and they're like, no, it's a 10. It's like, that's fucking ridiculous.
Fraud.
Like I'm just wildly, yeah.
You fucking fraud.
I'm a hack, dude.
That's people coming after Zach's power rankings for having, the Chicago Bulls 23rd instead of 21st.
How are they 23rd? They should be 20th. I was like, okay, then they're 20th. Like, who gives a fuck? They're bad.
Fucking semantics. You know what I mean? Who gives a shit at the end of the day?
If you ain't first, you're last. That's how it goes.
Write your own power rankings. I don't care.
When I give something a 10, it doesn't mean it's perfect. It just means like at that moment in time when I'm watching this video, I would eat the fuck out of that.
This is how I know he's telling the truth because I've seen him give 100 million out of 10.
Yes.
Why are we judging a scale that
right. Doesn't matter.
That gets broken constantly, by the way.
Like 100 million out of 10.
It's all irrelevant. And that's kind of the whole joke is that who gives a fuck? Rotten Tomatoes is the same shit. Like this movie's a prime example. I love this movie. I'll watch this movie again. And I've seen it 20 times already. So I don't really give a fuck if it was rated, what was it rated? 50 something? Not even?
35%.
Okay. Yeah. Well, all right. That was a little.
I mean, yeah. All right, fuck this.
It might be onto something. I like it. I also like a Big Mac every now and then.
Yeah.
You have to have a balance in your life. If you're just eating hoity-toity bullshit all the time and watching The Age of Innocence over and over and over and over again, like what's your life,
Now, when you say you like a Big Mac, do you like it stacked in rows with other Big Macs covered with fries and melted cheese?
Covered in fries, throw it in the oven.
And now for something completely
completely different.
My dad was telling me that when he was growing up in Poway, San Diego, when it was still undeveloped farmland, he would drive to an egg vending machine that was in the middle of nowhere.
Nah, he lying, man.
And you would put in coins and get a dozen eggs from a machine.
Nah, man.
Hold on.
That sounds like horse shit. Is your dad my dad? Because my dad makes up shit like that all the time.
Yo, these did exist. They do exist. What the fuck?
You sound like Santa Claus.
It doesn't seem like it would be premium eggs. That's all I got to say. If it's sitting there all day.
I've watched a lot of YouTube videos about vending machines like all over the world, so I'm not surprised.
Yo.
You can get pretty much anything in a vending machine.
It's a weird brand.
How high were you?
Again,
was he awake?
He was awake.
I was awake and breathing. So yes, the answer is yes. No, I watch it on Twitch, twitch.tv/chef reactions. That's where I watch.
There you go.
Old weird cooking videos. I watch like infomercials and shit. It's just got the vibe of Mystery Science Theater 3000, but food.
Perfect.
I'm here for that, man. Just a YouTube dive. Yeah, that's great. There's a vending machine in Salem, Oregon, kind of restaurant place. They have like a bunch of like novelty stuff.
Sure. Sick. I need one.
Like a DVD of Mean Girls in there. And so everything is priced differently based on obviously what it is. So the DVD is like $14 or something like that. They have a candy package of quote unquote blue meth, Breaking Bad packaging and everything, and it's $400.
Oh, you can go down the street and get it from this other guy for like $50, dude. You don't need to,
with blue food coloring.
Down the street, you could go to the cook at the pizza place in there and he will give it to you for sure.
Yeah. You don't need to go to a vending machine for that.
They also had a beeper in there for like $80. There's a lot of weird shit in there.
You get the beeper and then the blue meth, and it's a whole thing. It's a set.
And then you've got a business.
And now you're a small business owner.
Next thing you know, you're Fallon. What a name too, by the way, huh?
Yeah.
See how I wrangled that, brought that back, pulled that back in?
Breathe in through nose, out the mouth.
Ass on, ass off.
Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex. Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex.
Ass on, fuck it, ass off. Ass on, fuck it, ass off.
You said that Denis Leary was your favorite performance, so let's get the rest of the guys' opinion. The other nominees for the Carl Weathers Memorial Ass Off Award are Cuba Gooding Jr., Jeremy Piven, Steven Dorff, basically everybody but who we'll get to next. But what did you think, Zach? Who's your pick?
Oh, for me, I think my favorite Piven performance ever.
Really?
I think it's Piven, especially like the roof scene where he is negotiating, he's dealing, he's talking about his Italian running shoes. The whole, like, once he thinks they have a deal, he's like, yeah, you schooled me. He's so smarmy. He's so schmoozy, full on salesman. That is peak Piven to me.
You'd let him drive off with an RV in the lot.
Yeah.
He has a sales force.
A 27-year-old that has hair like that, how could you not trust him?
Shut the fuck up. He was 27 during that movie.
27, dude.
27.
27, chef.
That's brutal, man.
Damn.
Amin, what about you?
It is tough because we got great performances from so many different people. There's a part of me that's almost grading on a curve when I say this, that's Steven Dorff, just knowing that he was 19, acting circles. All I could think of was like the casting director must have felt like the guy who found LeBron, right? Like you see this, oh my God, this is going to be the greatest actor of our time to be that prescient and that gifted at that age. But my man Cuba stole the scene.
He was great.
Fair.
And his character is written in a way, it helps because his character goes off the deep end, right? Develops a bloodlust and all that. So I'm going to go with Cuba Gooding Jr.
Wow. You guys really spread it out here for me. I think I got to go with Chef. I think I got to go with Denis Leary. I think he gets the best dialogue, written lines.
Yeah, he's great.
He's intimidating. Even though he's the dad from The Sandlot, he's very scary. And he does get to rip off the biggest, best speeches of the movie. I do hear what you're saying about Piven, Zach. I can't separate it from that's what he's become in every movie ever since.
But that's how good that performance is. They're like, that's you from now on.
He's the pitcher who made it to the pros with a 98 mile per hour fastball who does not have a second pitch.
Yeah, but no one can catch up.
You're Mariano Rivera. Why throw anything other than the cutter?
Okay, he throws a cutter and a fastball. Like, yeah, that's what he does.
That's all you need.
That's 2 pitches. Hate to break it to you. That's more than Piven has.
Cutter's a version of a fastball. So
even with his chest hair.
Sorry for knowing baseball.
And bald head combo.
I grew up around baseball, so it's not a big deal. I don't want you to freak out about that.
At Talk Baseball coming soon.
Okay, let's go from a divided field to what is certainly going to be a united front.
Unanimous.
It's Emilio Estevez for the Michael Biehn Memorial Asson Award for Worst Actor in a Movie.
It might need to be renamed.
I'm ready to do it.
I think you guys are forgetting just how bad Michael Biehn was.
I think we have to rewatch Deadfall because Michael Bihn's pretty bad, yeah.
Okay.
Sitting on the ground in his tighty whities, crying about the death of his father.
Crying, yeah.
I mean, that is an emotional thing to happen to you.
Yeah, but not the way he did it.
Chef, let me ask you, what's your experience with the Mighty Ducks trilogy and Coach Gordon Bombay?
I mean, I'm 40 years old, so I've obviously seen... I don't remember the third one all that much. Remind me on the plot of the third one.
They go to high school. Gordon's not really in it.
D1 and D2 I've seen a million times.
Yeah.
But not in a long time.
You're not missing much.
Nobody was really good at hockey in those movies.
Oh, they're terrible.
Don't really have strong opinions either way.
What's great is Amin didn't know that a storyline from the first movie is that Gordon Bombay is a drunk. And so he finds out when we're, I don't know, maybe a quarter of the way into talking about D2 on the podcast, and it changed the entire movie for him.
If you watch it with the lens that he's an alcoholic, everything makes sense.
Oh, it's a redemption story?
No,
like an active alcoholic.
He shows up late into the third period in like one of their most important games, just blowing a duck whistle drunk off his ass.
Hell yeah.
He's just drunkenly chasing Icelandic vagina the whole movie.
Yo, by the way, quick update here. The actress who plays Julia Gaffney is a chef.
Full circle. We've come full circle.
She's a chef now.
Fantastic.
Check his Twitch channel for her cooking video reviews coming soon.
Yeah, for real. Oh, I'm gonna look that up. Mental note.
Yeah, it's Emilio. Emilio is so bad.
It's no doubt. I want to give him the award title, but if you guys want to rewatch Deadfall first to confirm, that's fine.
I think we need to rewatch and then we can assess. Yeah.
You guys are prisoners of the Estevez moment.
I'm prisoners of his 2024 campaign that he's putting out there.
Do you guys ever do Men at Work?
Not yet.
If we get Men at Work or something soon.
That's coming up this year.
You're going to name the fucking award the Emilio Estevez Award after that one. Okay.
Charlie Sheen, though, is fucking great in that movie, and so is Keith David.
Yes. Yeah. Fuck. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think another thing is that it makes it even worse considering that both his brother and his dad had insane acting talent.
For sure.
He looks so much like his dad. Holy shit. I was watching the movie and I'm like, fuck, he looks so much like Martin Sheen. It's crazy.
You're good at keeping secrets?
Absolutely.
Because I've got a present for you. Secret present outside by the dumpster.
Is it a baseball mitt?
To fit you like a baseball mitt, like a glove. I hope.
All right. And then the Golden Dumpster, some nominees for you. When you see Denis Leary's face for the first time.
Ooh, in the gunfire, yeah.
When he shoots the gun and the flash lights up his face and then everybody's reaction to it. When he's bargaining, the guy doesn't want the stolen money because it has blood on it, and he says, "You ever see any money that didn't have blood on it?"
What a line.
It's a bar and a half.
And then the whole negotiation on the rooftop with Piven.
Solid as well.
"I'll eat your fucking friends for fucking lunch. This is my fucking world."
That's probably it for me. I don't even need another option. That's it.
I'll remind you when they have the little road rage and the guy goes back to get in his truck and the guy in front of him is just like, "Nice job, buddy." And he's like, "Hey, shut up."
That was a solid one too. Stephen Dorff said fuck strangely. I feel like his pronunciation of fuck was not.
Yeah.
It was like fuck. You know what I mean? It was like weird. Fuck you. People that can't swear properly, it's an art. Or people that say like friggin'.
Oh, I hate that.
Adults that say friggin'. Grow up, dude. We know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say fuck. Just say fuck. Be an adult.
The last one I had written down was Fallon drowning his own henchman in sewage water because he hates whiners. Yep.
That's a good one too.
Tough talking. Yes.
Well, I'm going to go. We got these 3 entrances covered. So we just watch each other's back. And then Sykes comes in uncovered.
Yeah.
It's because Stephen Dorff is way the fuck off. He's on the other side of the room supposed to cover Cuba's back, and he's just nowhere close. That's really poor planning and poor execution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene was ridiculous. I'm going to go with when he kills Terry and the gunshot illuminates his face out of the shadows.
The great one. Yeah.
You know who you're dealing with.
The line about the blood money, that stuck with me more than anything, I think, from that movie. Hearing that line, I was like, holy shit.
I mean,
I'm going to go with nice job, buddy.
Out of left field.
I'm going with the whole scene.
Okay. Road rage.
Yeah, the road rage, Cuba having him in the grip, and the guy making that weird noise. Like he turned into a bitch real quick.
Take this pretty woman home, unless you want me to.
That was also a line there. So yeah, that whole scene.
Solid.
Road rage scene.
Do you guys remember at the beginning of the movie, it's a residential neighborhood, doesn't seem to be an office building anywhere in sight. There's fucking like business people in 3-piece suits walking up and down that street.
Yes.
Crossing and going back and forth. Are they selling something? It bothered me for a solid 10 minutes after the beginning of the movie.
That would have been the tail end of like door-to-door salesman, right?
I guess so.
93-ish?
No, there were no door-to-door salesmen in the 90s, were there?
We got multiple Avon ladies shout outs, so.
Yeah, you got Avon lady shout outs. You had encyclopedias.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't think you were selling vacuums anymore, but I think you still had that.
Maybe.
See, that makes sense now. In my head, I was just like, are you going to the office?
They're picking them up for a fight though, right? So that's like 5 p.m., 6 p.m.
You got to show the contrast of the rich North Shore neighborhood.
Okay.
With what we're going to deal with later.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a briefcase. Everybody's in a suit coming home from work. That's the type of neighborhood we're in.
Fair.
Well, Zach, you picked it, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. I like that.
Cobra File.
It's been a file since I saw it, courtesy of Blockbuster Video in 1994. It's a file every single time. I didn't see it in the theater, but I saw it. We rented it. And then it was on, it must have been on like HBO or something for a while. It was on a movie channel we had, but I think we only had HBO for a brief amount of time. And so I would watch it whenever it was on that. And then it started getting on like, I don't know, Spike TV or something, like some cable channel it was on all the time, maybe USA Network. But every time I watch it, I love this movie. I love everything about it. I love how bad Ailio is. I love how good everybody else is. I love the action, that weird close-up shot of Denis Leary's mouth. I could do without that a bunch of times, but everything else in this movie is a massive, massive file.
Chef, you're our guest, and I think we know where you're going with this as a nostalgic classic, but Phobe or File?
Phobe, I fucking hated it. No, keep you on your toes.
0 out of 10 would watch again.
Definite File, just like Zach, 1994. In the basement, watching that with my cousin over and over and over and over again. It's a definite file for me. I will watch it again in about 5 years, probably.
I mean,
I didn't like it as much as you guys did.
I believe it.
The story was so ridiculous. Also, why is it called Judgment Night? Who's getting judged?
Not one person.
It never factors in. The original name for the movie was Escape. That's a good title.
It's kind of a boring.
Escape is boring, but it's a lot better description. There's no judgment in this. So
yeah.
I was confused.
Well, they made judgments on whether or not you're going to live, you know? Denis Leary's judging things left and right.
I guess so. But this movie was carried by our ass off field was so dense because everyone brought it. Everyone not named Estevez brought it. So on the strength of like, I was very impressed by the acting. It kind of reminds me, Mason, it reminds me of True Detective season 4. Like I feel bad shitting on it because it's a bad season and there's no story and poorly written, but like fucking Jodie Foster killed that shit. And what's his name? Kenny Powers' brother killed that shit. And like, I feel bad.
John Hawkes, yep.
The acting was incredible. So I'm going to file Judgment Night, but it's not like by a wide margin like Zach and Chef.
Very thin line. Yeah, no, I get it. Obviously with Zach and I, like we watched it at that age where we're not looking at it with that sort of knowledge that we have now, right? We're just kind of fucking 10-year-old kids like, oh, this is sick. Wow, oh my God.
I feel exactly how I felt. This would have been a couple of years ago during the pandemic, right? It was all of a sudden we don't have any basketball to watch. I'm like, I'm going to go watch these old like Michael Jordan full games, not just highlights, but full games. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm a quote unquote basketball expert and I'm paid to do this and everything, I'm going to see with my knowledge now. I'm not watching a child's eye anymore. And it was like, oh God, he's even better than I thought. That's how I feel with Judgment Night. It's even better than I thought as a kid. Okay. It's fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for those keeping track at home, Amin compared Steven Dorff to discovering LeBron and Zach just compared Judgment Night to watching MJ full games.
I wouldn't go that far. You guys should definitely like watch old NBA shit on Twitch.
I'm here for it, man.
I think there's a market there for it for sure, dude. 98 finals. We're going to watch it this week on Twitch. How awesome would that be? I did that with the WWE, watching some old Royal Rumbles and stuff like that.
Dude, I've got some TikTok algorithm hitting me with all these like surprise Royal Rumble entrances and stuff. I'm ready to go watch old Royal Rumbles, man.
Let me say this. I never watched wrestling, right? Even now, if I try to watch it, I can't. But I watched Shane Gillis talk about like this one storyline. The storyline is a dude raped this other wrestler. She got pregnant.
Katie Williams or some shit. I forget what her name.
And so it has the baby. Then this rival wrestler steals the baby.
Oh, yeah.
And then punts it in the middle of fucking the.
Oh, yeah. Coffin corner, literally.
And the dude caught it. I don't want to watch that, but I would watch like you guys recounting some of these because part of it for me is like that can't be real. This is 2004.
Yeah, that's part of the fun is just shooting the shit and talking about it, right?
I stopped watching before like Stone Cold and The Rock and everything, so I missed all that shit. Like I think the last time I was watching wrestling, it was like the 1-2-3 Kid against Razor Ramon. Like that's the last thing I vividly remember. So it was a while ago, right? It
was 1994.
Somewhere in that range.
Was that right before you watched
Judgment Night?
Oh, Barbed Wire?
Barbed Wire for the first time?
Oh, Barbed Wire changed me. That's the day I became a man. Just sweaty in a movie theater, just trying not to jack it in front of everybody.
Yeah, that's where you memorized where the pause button was on your remote.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah. I was like, all right, so I know when I get this thing on video.
With wrestling, it's another one of those nostalgia things. My mom passed away. I found myself just staring at the fucking Netflix menu every night, like just trying to find something to watch. And I had stopped watching wrestling in like 2000, give or take. I was heavy into it when I was a kid, but I just stopped. Never saw John Cena do anything. Never saw any of these people, right? So one day I'm just scrolling through and they're like, oh, Peacock. Peacock has all the WWE, like every single WWE thing. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to watch. There's a documentary called The Monday Night War. And it's like a 10-part documentary about how WCW, which is a rival company, and NWO and all this shit. And that pulled me right back in. And now I've just been hooked ever since. I'm a fucking loser. I'm 40 years old, bro. I gotta watch this shit.
Maze.
Over file.
Maze.
I'd also never seen this.
Sweep it, you fucking coward.
I thought that it was pretty interesting how clueless they were about Chicago, where they theoretically all grew up. It was a callback to the time before GPS when you could take a wrong turn and it could fuck up your whole time.
Yeah.
It was a little over the top with how abandoned it was and how much wind and newspapers and barrel fires there were with nothing but people drinking on the street and stuff.
That's Chicago, baby.
No, it's not.
It's also downtown LA at certain points.
Yeah.
It was sufficiently scary. Like Denis Leary was terrifying. I wouldn't want to come across him or Zed and Everlast and the rest of his goons. And when they were in the sewer and there was still 40 minutes left, I'm like, okay, it seems like we've been running for a while. I wonder how this is going to tie up. And Ailio being the one to defeat Denis Leary in hand-to-hand combat was something that I was not expecting this movie to hinge on. But I had a good time. And I will file it, sweep it, boys.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. I did not expect that.
Strong.
I thought we were going to have another over-the-top situation where I'm the only one that liked it and you guys hated it for no reason.
You brought in backup here, so it would never be over the top.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I knew what I was doing here. I wasn't going to let this one not go.
Over the top does fucking suck, though.
No.
Yes.
No.
Got his ass. Oh.
He's out.
For real.
Well, this is the last appearance for Chef Reactions. Don't follow him fucking anywhere. Don't follow his Twitch stream. Don't fucking follow on YouTube. Don't follow him on TikTok or Instagram or Twitter. None of that shit.
None of those places.
None of those.
Definitely don't follow at Chef Reactions on any of those platforms.
Don't do it. You have to choose right now. This podcast or Chef Reactions.
Keep an eye out for Zach and Amin talking about old school NBA shit.
Yeah.
We're going to watch the 95 conference finals tomorrow.
Dude, watch the 93 All-Star game.
Oh, yeah. Actual good All-Star
game. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
We appreciate the time as always. We appreciate the support.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
I wish you had a better opinion about Over the Top, but we'll bring you back again maybe for Men at Work.
Oh, dude. Please do.
We're not going to pigeonhole you into cooking.
Now we're pinning him to Emilio Estevez movies. Is that the deal?
Just Emilio Estevez movies, yeah.
If there was an Emilio Estevez movie with him working in a restaurant, that would truly be the ideal.
Oh, God.
Whoa.
That would have to be the final episode.
Please hold. Let me make sure.
No, seriously, guys, thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. Thanks. You guys are always supporting my shit online as well, so I appreciate that too. It means a lot to me. You guys are awesome.
Thanks, Jeff.
Next time we make love, you introduce me to Jade.
Well, it's my turn. You already know what this pick is. I announced it years ago, decades ago, months ago. It's the Charlie Day directorial debut, Fool's Paradise. It's on Hulu. That's it. That's the pick.
Hey, y'all. Darius Rucker here. You know, a lot of people ask me, what inspires your music? And one of the big things is a strong sense of place. That's why I love my home state of South Carolina and want to share the awesome things it has to offer. From the beautiful mountains down to the sunny coast, it's got it all. Not to mention two of my personal favorites, great golf and amazing food. Come see why I love this place. Visit discoversouthcarolina.com.